Hi, good morning. I didn't shoot anything last week because I didn't have anything to say. And that's okay. Um, Up front, I'm gonna share my morning prayer with you. I don't think we've done this before, but it's what has been working for me. So should you like something to just say in the morning before you get out of bed, or while you're in the shower, or at your altar, or just sitting having your coffee, it's nice to start your day with a little connection. So this is what I do. Actually, I put my hands up too. I learned this trick to receive energy and then bring it to your heart when you're done. It's a nice little touch. I enjoy it. God, Goddess, guide, guard, protectors, angels, ancestors, ascended masters, and myself, please be with me all day in all ways. Please help me be receptive to your guidance. Please intervene where you deem necessary. Please bring me the energy I need to get through the day, the humor I need to get through the day, the patience I need to get through the day, the clarity I need to get through the day, the awareness I need to get through the day, the groundedness I need to get through the day, the forgiveness I need to get through the day, and anything else that works for you. I thank you for being with me. And then bring it into your heart. I had this interesting thought last night, and I guess it's about progress or lack of progress, halting progress. And the image I got was the idea of the caterpillar into a butterfly. And what would happen if the caterpillar at some point saw itself from the outside and noticed that its skin was shedding and noticed that it was dull. The shed was dull and lifeless, and it shocked the caterpillar so much that it went, "Oh, I'm so ugly. I can't believe I'm even here. This is terrible. I can't." And it just stopped the process of the transformation. Just that one moment, that one expression of self-hatred or lack of awareness, because it's not noticing what's happening underneath. It's being judgmental of itself, right? And I guess that's really the key point. When we're judgmental, when I'm judgmental, when we are judgmental, we're halting process. We're stopping the ability to experience intimacy with that person, that thing, that process, ourself. Everything is in process. I believe everything is going somewhere. And if you're not, then that definitely needs to be looked at, in my opinion. So I enjoy that as an idea, though, in a sense that what are all the ways we can be autonomous, self-reliant in our process, in our progress? How many different ways are there to let go of the idea that it's somebody else's job to bring us what we want and what we need? Now, that's not to say you don't need other people for some things, but you don't lay that on them. This is actually something I've been thinking about a lot. The very destructive and toxic manner in which we allow ourselves, we allow our children to grow up with this idea that what is part of normal process is you fall in love and you get married, and typically in a heterosexual normative narrative, and that it's somebody else's job to bring you happiness. And this idea that we make these lists, and I've done it. We have this idea of our type, which I think it's dangerous and it's unfair to us and also to other people who might actually be really great for us and we might be really great for. But, oh, you don't look like what I've decided when I was 10 I want, so nope. And then that's a lot of stuff to unpack and undo. What would happen if we didn't do that? If we express, you know what? The primary focus needs to be, who do you want to be? What kind of partner do you want to be? What do you want to bring to the table? What do you want to share? What kind of life do you want to build with another person? Can you handle it if it's not building a life, but it's a chapter? There's lots of chapters, right? Just different questions. I encourage you to consider the possibility that we could be asking our children different questions. And ourselves, and unlearning those paradigms and that trickery that we've all been force-fed forever. It's time to stop listening to it. It's really, I know I said it in the first video, and I'm saying it again, it's really time to shut it all off. Sit down, shut up, and listen to yourself. Which leads me to the next topic, which is energy conservation. What are we doing to drain our energy, and how can we reclaim it? A really obvious one is television, internet. Hello. I'm spending entirely too much time on TikTok. It's ridiculous. There's so much good information on there. If you don't know about that side of TikTok, that it's not just teenagers doing dances, that there's actually a spiritual side to TikTok, or investment, more house buying tips. I mean, it's incredible. Also, it's completely addicting, and I have a problem. And it reminded me the other day, I was like, okay, no TikTok today. And then I would get on and be like, okay, just a little TikTok today. And then there was a lot of TikTok, and it reminded me of when I was drinking. I'd be like, I'm not going to drink today. Oh, but it's Wednesday. Oh, but it's a little bit. Oh, It's kind of exactly the same thing. What else? Hanging out with shitty people. I mean, as much as we can hang out with people right now, but I think it's a really good time to be discerning about who you spend your time with and your energy on, and how. What does your self-care look like? Does your self-care include excellent sex? Provided that you are a person of age who is in a position to... I'm always afraid that there's children watching these, and while I'm not totally opposed, I know there's some things that it's not time for them, I don't think, to be thinking about some things. So, if you're a child and you're watching this, please be discerning, and if you don't get it and you don't understand, it doesn't feel right, stop watching. And I guess that's true for anybody, but that is something that's been on my mind, is really good sex. And I desire to have more of it. And that is something we are working on. What else? I mean, just sitting and thinking. Turning everything off. Turning off the phone. Turning off the computer. Listening to music. Spotify is amazing. I'm sure you know that. I'm actually relatively new to Spotify. And it's really great, actually, to go back and listen to, like, albums you listened to when you were a kid or a teenager, when you were really into music. It's really fun to rediscover music, or discover music. I had forgotten. I think around the time I got on Spotify, I had been thinking I miss getting excited about music. And then I made some choices and got on Spotify, and then did some searching, and then found some good playlists that just bring up music that I wouldn't probably otherwise think to look for. So that's a lovely manifestation. Thanks, Spotify. Okay. Topic switch, by the way. Contrariness. I believe I have talked about this before, but this is a thing that people do that drive me crazy. And I have been trying to figure out if I also do it, and that's why it drives me crazy, or what the issue is. And it's this. It's when people, especially people who are habituated to the pattern of being contrary. So what do I mean by that? Let's say there are people in my world who have been like this, where doesn't matter what I say, they come back at me with some kind of, well, actually it was a Wednesday, or, and they're not hearing the statement. They're not really contributing. It's actually cock blocking the motion of a conversation. And it frustrates me because of that. It stops the momentum of the ability to have a conversation. Also, it's snotty. Also, it's unnecessary. It's also like trying to get the last word before anything's even really started. So stopping it. So I had this idea the other day that maybe part of the issue is that there are people who don't understand, or it doesn't work for them, or what have you, that sometimes when somebody says something, it's a general statement. It's a starting point. It's not an ending point. So sure, if you throw out an umbrella or a net of a topic, and that means there's millions and billions of things to point out underneath that umbrella of that topic, and then they just pick one to be like, yeah, but what about this? Yeah, well, what about that? I guess it's my job to say, well, say more about that. It's the tone that I don't like. It's the attitude. It's the, I don't like it. Doesn't make me want to keep having that conversation. Or they could say, tell me more about that. Instead of feeling, maybe they feel threatened. I don't know. I mean, if you have an idea, please let me know. Yes, I do think sometimes when we can identify or diagnose why somebody does something, it helps us understand it, and then it helps us not get pissy about it, because it makes me mad. Yeah. Oh, another one is, and this might be controversial. If you are a person who always says, I don't like small talk, I have bad news for you. I'll speak for myself. I'm not going to engage in small talk with you if you don't like small talk, because I'm also down for big talk, but I can't get to big talk. Oh, I see what I said there. Hold on. I won't get to big talk without the small talk, because I need to know that you can have a conversation. So if you refuse to have small talk because you think everyone should just be having big talk, you got to prove that you can do it. Sorry, not sorry. Do I understand that there's... So this should be one of those things... Did I bring this up? No, this is the thing I was going to talk about. Okay, so I make that statement. If you don't like small talk, you got to figure it out. And then at least some of you went, but I have social anxiety. I can't. Okay. This is where I'm asking you to be discerning. That is a general statement that I made. It is an umbrella statement. And if your next step is, but I have social anxiety, okay, then I'm going to say, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to let that statement stop you from having connections with people? Are you? That makes me really sad if that's your choice. And no, the social anxiety doesn't actually automatically dictate that you are incapable of having conversations in social settings. It doesn't. Your mindset does. Hell, what if you walked up to somebody and said, I have social anxiety. Can we talk about something? Can I have a minute of your time? Help me. I mean, people would be cool with that. I don't know. I'm sure I'm going to get yelled at. I'm kind of just thinking this out right now. But it does bother me that people think that it's okay to cock block conversations for any reason, really is what this boils down to for me. For the record, I'm a 4'8" woman in a 6 foot tall world who hates crowds and constantly has to find a way to maneuver in this world, in this society that is 100% not built for me. And yes, for a long time I was really pissed off about it. And that it was my filter. That was my angle. That's where I came from. I came from a place of being pissed off. I can't really think of too many people, though, that don't have something to work through. That don't have some... something in their life that they have to figure out how to maneuver in the world that's been established. That said, we're in the process of changing the world that's been established, yes? So, with that in mind, as per usual, I'm asking you to consider ways that you can break your paradigms, that you can make shifts, that you can go, you know what, I've been saying this for so long that I can't do this for this reason. What if that's not true? Or what if that angle is not true? Or what if I'm just not trusting that people will be receptive? How, in what way is fear keeping me from any kind of process or any kind of progress? Because that fear is bullshit. And we have to stop. We have to stop enabling it. We have to stop enabling it. So start somewhere. I'm not saying make big jumping leaps right now. I'm saying today, try one thing. Even if it's just a conversation with yourself about something that's been floating right here that you've been resisting attend to it. At the very least, look at it. Identify it. Write it down. This thing is bothering me. What is this thing? This thing is bothering me. Accept it. See it. Identify it. Start there. Then go clean your room or something. I don't know. But we're all engaged in a whole lot of nonsense that needs to be exercised. Be gone, demon. So much more fun. Don't you think it'd be so much more fun if we didn't, I'm going to speak to you though, if you didn't allow yourself to reside in the middle of this self-imposed cage of fear? Somewhat self-imposed. Is some of it imposed on us when we're children? Yes. This is what I'm talking about. See it for what it is. You are not an adult. You are now an adult. It's not a real cage. Step out of it. I feel like I'm being bossy. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be encouraging. But just so you know, it's not a real cage. It doesn't have real iron bars with a real lock that you don't have a key to. There's no bars. And there's no lock. And there's no key. It's literally a decision. Even just a decision to be aware that there's more out there. Can you agree to that? Can you consider the possibility of that being true? What am I going to do today? I am buying books on witchcraft. I wasn't going to share that, but here we are. I've been getting interested in witchcraft. Oh, sorry. Turns out I've been doing it for a while, and I didn't know that I was doing it. So it seems to me that it would be responsible and enjoyable to get some books to be in connection with it, in contact, and it just seems smart, responsible to do that. So leaning into things that are innately true about me, that's been the practice for a while. That's been my practice since the beginning of the year, was to lean into my spirituality, kind of not really come out of the closet about it. Anybody who knows me knows that I have been, but more for myself to lean in, more to myself to lean into speaking to my spirit guides and ancestors and the like, and trusting my intuition. Oof. My intuition is very strong, and I argue with it constantly, which seems really silly, and it is, because it's always right. So practicing not wasting energy doing that, seeing what comes of that. Your intuitive voice is a very gentle voice. If you don't know that, it's not. Your intuition will never tell you anything is wrong with you or bad with you. It will never say anything hurtful. It will say things that are true that you might not want to hear, but it will never hurt you. And remember, it's another reason for getting still and quiet and shutting up, so you can hear your intuition and what it needs you to know. That could be a scare thing that you do today, is sit and listen for your intuition. Ask a question. Talk to your body. That's what I've been working on. Talk to your body. Ask it questions. What does it need? What does it want? What does it want you to stop doing? Does it need you to move more? Does it need you to do some stretches? Does it need more water? Less caffeine? Better sleep? Better sex? Better thinking? Maybe. Let's see. Was there anything else? Nope. That's everything. Thanks for listening. As always, if you want to discuss any of these more, I'm open. Remember, it's just all an experiment. And I'm not saying anything you don't already know. Have a wonderful weekend. And, yeah, that's all. Have a good one. Bye.